The game that I made is an escape room type game, and the goal of my project was to have, well, originally I was going to have multiple levels where the character would escape from each level and then the levels would get progressively harder, but soon after I started I realized that that wasn't really a reasonable expectation and that the levels take a lot more time than I anticipated. So I only made one level, and it's pretty simplistic, but there's multiple game mechanics that are pretty interesting. So I guess I'll just show you again if you can see. Okay, so the point of the game is to escape the room, so you can explore and look for items that you can pick up. There's only two. I made this red cube here for a demonstration of how you can pick it up. So if you hover over it, the cursor changes and you can click it to pick it up. And then the other object that you can pick up is a picture of, it's an aerial view from the top. You probably can't see it, but if I click the arrows, I can hover over the different objects. What I was originally going to do is I was going to try to find a way to code putting down like the block somewhere and then using that to get to a certain area, but I didn't have enough time. So you can open this door by right clicking, and when I close the door it looks like nothing happens, but if I open it again I'm in another room. And then there's a combination here, and if you left click, there's a keypad, and you can use the picture I have right there to get the code. And when I got the code right, it opens, and I didn't have time to like animate like something that indicates that you won, but this is the end of the level. So yeah, that's my game. It took a long time to make.
Like how much?
It was like a year. And yeah, there's multiple scripts. If I went to mono develop, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and yeah, so it's a lot of coding.
Hey, you guys have any questions for him? Any questions at all?
Where'd you get all the sprites? Like, I mean, those things from?
I got it from Turbo Squid. So, like you can see, I have a telescope, microscope, not telescope. I have candles and also like flasks. So yeah, I got all the designs from Turbo Squid, and that saved a lot of time because if I had to create all the objects myself, it would probably take me like 2 years to finish this. So yeah, any more questions?
What was the hardest part?
The hardest part,
Reflections.
yeah, probably the reflections. And if you noticed when I was playing the game, it was really laggy. That's because each of the chairs and the legs of the tables and the chairs, the legs of the chairs, each have a reflection probe. So what that does is it takes its surrounding and uses that to apply it to the chair, so it looks like it's a metallic texture, but I had to turn the reflection probe on real time, so that means that if objects like moved around it, you could see it in the reflection, so it would have to update every frame, and I probably have around 20 of those, so it takes a lot of processing, so it made my game sort of lag, and it crashed once. So yeah, that was probably the hardest part. Coding was also really hard. Probably getting the cursor to change when I hovered over an object I could interact with. That was also pretty hard. So are there any other questions? Nope. Oh.
What would you do if you had more time?
If I had more time, I'd probably make the game more complex. I was originally going to have a time limit, so like there's going to be a pipe that opened and it would release like toxic gases, but I didn't have enough time to do that. I'd probably also, actually I should have done this at the beginning, but the project is sort of a mess of just scripts and materials and models, so if I had more time I'd probably sort that out also, because it was hard to find what I needed. And yeah, that's it. So
let's give him a round of applause.